It still says off air on my side.
Oh, there it is.
Episode 4 of Cronies Speak. It's Pamela, Jesse, and would you like to be called something else, dude?
No, dude's fine.
Okay, dude.
Dude.
You know, well, I mean, you could call me dude.
So how's everybody
or
doing?
his dudeness, Duder, El Duderino.
Okay. So, Pamela, I was curious if you kind of wanted to talk about, like, maybe he'll, like, watch it and you could get a chance to sort of explain your views and why you feel that way, and we can just kind of discuss it. But it's okay if you're not, like, comfortable with that. That's okay, too. But
talk about what, Benny Hill?
No.
About the whole, like, Muslim thing. It's up to you. Like, it's okay if you don't want to.
She's talking about how I feel about the Muslim faith.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, it's all good. What's the community like in Southwest Ohio?
Well, the community itself, or are you talking like Muslim community? Because we do have a mosque here. It's out on Tylersville Road.
Okay.
So we have we have a Jewish synagogue. Out on Tylersville Road is a mosque for the Muslims. We have Catholic Church, Presbyterian, Baptist. I mean, I think we have a little bit of everything as far as religion goes here.
Okay.
We have the Mormon Church, which that's my church. So.
Okay.
Like why somebody might feel like threatened by Muslims or not like them, because there's so many bad happening and there's so many like misconceptions and just like crazy stuff going on. I always try to remember that in every religion or every group of people there are extremists. There are toxic, bad, abusive people. And just because a little more than a few lately are saying bad things or doing bad things, it doesn't mean that they're all,
Well, my concern, Mom, is just take a look at Europe. Since they have come into their countries, they are having such issues over there of rape and crime, and it's just, so I worry. If you look at any of those countries in Europe, there's even a few leaders over there that realize that they're trying to get them out of their country now because they are causing such a problem.
The thing is, there was already a present population, like Canada, for example, which is extremely inclusive. We've taken in 31,000 refugees from Syria, and they're vetted. There's no single combat age man that isn't there without a wife or child.
Well, here our own government tells you we have no way of vetting them because they don't have any source to vet them with. They don't have any like computer system or whatever to tap into. Even the head of the FBI says we have no way of vetting these people.
Gavin Newsom, who's the Lieutenant Governor of California, he was speaking about a similar vetting process. But what happens in California, which is, they've got their stuff together down there. It's the world's ninth largest leading economy. Yeah. What happens there is not reflective of what happens in the rest of the country.
Well, I'm just concerned about it because over what's going on over in Europe. Just this New Year's Eve in France, there were several, I forget how many women that were raped by Muslim men. In Germany, it's getting so bad that they're telling the women to wear the hijab, the head thing, and dye their hair so that the Muslims won't be tempted to rape them. like over in Sweden, I think it is, their culture's just about done away with. Because, I mean, they leave their country because the conditions are so bad, but then when they come to a country, like for instance in England and a lot of other countries, there are no-go zones now. They've run out all the locals, and anybody that's not Muslim is not allowed into those areas because they claim it to be Muslim land, Muslims, you know, Islam land. And they also have Sharia patrols where, you know, the locals might be walking down the street. If they have a can of beer in their hand, they'll get stopped. The beer will get poured out, and they'll be told that they're not allowed to have that in Muslim land, you know, in their land, in their territory.
So, you know, here's my perception on the whole thing, basically. Let's say theoretically that this country did accept the immigration of Muslims in here. I don't even quite have kept up with it to know if they did or not. I know countries in Europe and some parts of Canada have.
We have
But
taken
if they were,
quite a few.
we have to.
Oh yeah, our
See,
country has taken a lot.
That's what's all the more depressing, because we have veterans that are still out on the streets, that
Yeah.
are homeless, getting unemployment checks, and yet we're more worried about these people. And I'm not trying to single out any religion. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
Christian myself, and I hate how my religion or people of my religion tend to single out others that don't believe in the same faith. I can't stand that in the slightest. So, and the other thing is, when you see these people coming into our territory and they're doing these things that are their custom, that's one thing. But when they're harming others, it's like if you invite a friend over to your house and they're just being the rudest guest, you know.
Exactly. They come in and they don't assimilate. They just try to take over and change everything. There was a farmer in Tennessee. Some Muslims bought some piece of land next to his. They wanted to build a mosque or something there, and they actually had the nerve to tell that farmer that he had to get rid of his pigs, and he had been there. You know, his family had been there for, you know, generations, and I mean,
and that's the thing. If you call them out on it, you're considered Islamophobic or racist, because you're not allowed to say anything about them because it's not PC.
Yeah, exactly. But yet they can stand in the streets and yell "Death to America," burn our flags, and that's what I think. That's what aggravates me the most. It's like they come to, you know, my country. They have all the freedoms in the world, and I'm an American, and even the Department of Justice at one point, Loretta Lynch was saying she was going to prosecute people that talked against Islam.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, and not only that, they don't come to assimilate. They're taught to lie and be very nice and cordial and do whatever they have to do, because their goal is to conquer in the name of Allah. Muhammad said it is their duty, because they are the one true religion, that they must convert others or they must have their heads chopped off. They don't assimilate. They come to conquer. But they come over here and they're allowed to practice their religion, but Christians aren't in school. But there are some schools, especially out like in California, liberal paradise.
Right. And that's what's strange to me, is that they're going to remove religion from school when really they're just removing the one religion, and they're being okay with others.
Under Common Core, there's a lot of schools that are teaching Islam. I've watched several news reports where parents were angry about it because CARE, the council, I think it's the council on a council. Oh shoot, I forget. It's about Islam, but they have ties to terrorism. The Muslim Brotherhood has a tie to terrorism, and they want to come in and have this Islam taught to these kids. They go as far as taking them up. They're really trying to. The way they're going about it, it's like they're trying to convert people into Islam, and a lot of parents don't like that. It's just
Story.
what?
I was in the waiting room with my dad when my mom surgery. There was a Muslim family across the hallway from us, and my dad was like talking to her, and I was a little confused because he was telling her that he liked her. What do you call it? What they wear on their head? The
hijab.
Yeah, but he was telling her, "Oh, I like yours. That's really cool." And I'm like sitting there like, what is my dad doing? Like, he would normally never say anything like that. So I kind of like go around the corner. I peek around the door and I look at this woman, and she's wearing the American flag on her head.
See, that's another problem I have. We're not, if you like to live in an apartment, like down in Florida, and there's been other cases, if Muslims live in your apartment complex and then you fly your flag, well, you have to take it down because it offends them. So why are they here? If our flag
I don't think
about our way of life offends them, then why are they here?
Offended her because she was wearing it on her head, and her sister was wearing one too.
Well, I don't know, but I just know. I'm just looking at Europe and all the issues they are having with there's a small town in Tennessee where they got a bunch of Muslims that are from Somali, and they are rude to the people. They haggle the store owners over price of things. They don't, if there's a woman, they won't deal with women principals or anything, because in their culture, women are just property. And it just seems like everywhere they go, there seems to be problems where otherwise there never used to be problems.
I think these are, they're cases that are publicized, and they're individuals that end up becoming newsworthy because of the. Yeah. I know Chelsea wants to go to the Maldives, for example, and to go to the Maldives, you have to either go through, and Maldives is a Muslim country. The United Arab Emirates, the airport that you go through, that's a Muslim company. It's either Qatar or the UAE. That's the connecting flight. Have laws, and some of them are extreme, and we're subject to those laws when we're there. For example, kissing or holding hands in public, even drinking alcohol. They prefer it be privately done in your sleeping quarters. Even a bar, would be considered. If you happen to be violated while on vacation, you're treated as a perpetrator as well for reporting it. Those are the laws of the land, and
you have to follow their laws when you're in their country. But like I said, I'm just it seems like they just, when they go someplace, they want to instead of just assimilating into the community, like here, like in Texas and other places. Texas, the mayor, I forget which city, it's like Dallas, it's around Dallas. They want Sharia law. I mean, a lot of the Muslims that live in this country agree that we should have Sharia law. I don't want Sharia law. I don't, because under Sharia law, if you steal something, they chop your hand off. If you are a woman who commits adultery, they still believe in the stoning to death of people over in the Middle East.
Well, that's just said in the Western world, there has to be an amalgamation.
I mean, they don't like our way of life. They don't like our country or our way of life over here.
And yet they want to move into our country.
But they want to move into our country, and then when they get here, just like I said, over in England, I'm using Europe as an example. The Muslim population over there is causing such problems, and finally there's a group over there called Britain First that have been trying to combat the problem. And they interviewed one, and he said that people that live like in America and over there, we need to get ready because Islam, their plan is they're going to take over all countries, and that everybody will be under Sharia law and will be in Islam. That concerns me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That concerns me. I mean, like I said, they've taken over neighborhoods over there. They have they're got Sharia patrol telling the local, if a girl's not dressed, if she's dressed too provocatively, they beat. There was one video was posted by Britain First. This guy was gay walking down the street, and the Sharia patrol beat him up. So, I mean, they always try to push their religion of peace. They don't seem very peaceful to me.
I'm not convinced these individuals who do things represent the absolute.
I mean, I don't have no problem with Muslims coming here if they want to come to assimilate, but I mean, it just seems like, I mean, look at the attacks we've had. We had Fort Hood.
I mean, yeah, one of the things we do need to remember is that there are those that isolate themselves from the extremists and want to be the more rational of it.
See, I don't mind Muslims, is people from Islam coming into the country, as long as they don't try to take over like they've done over in England. But it just concerns me because if, once they become the majority of the population, that's when they start, acting like they're, king of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't,
Well, God,
if they just
I'm
want
the king of the world. I don't know what
and that's fine, but I, for one, don't want to be a Muslim. So, but if they want to come here and just live peacefully and not cause any problems, I don't care. But, I'm still have that concern because, what they're doing over in Europe. And they believe in marrying children. I don't think that's, their prophet Muhammad married his first wife at 7. So, I'm sorry, but little children should not be made to marry creepy old men.
The video that was posted where the gentleman was reflecting those views. If he's got a green card or he's got a visa, I'm sure the issuing entity, if they get wind of that, they'll deal with it appropriately. If he's a U.S. citizen, if he hasn't been
Are we talking
by,
about maybe age difference between adult and child and their teachings? Is that what we're getting on?
Well, they feel that once a girl, like say if a girl reaches puberty at 9, 10 years old, then she is an adult and she's, can be married. And, that's just, to me, is just wrong. You don't.
Right. I mean, see, this is basic cultural anthropology here, really. It depends on their society's morals and laws and by what they were raised by in their location, what they deem appropriate. It's same with Japan. Like, really, in Japan, the age of consent is actually 13 years old.
Oh, my
goodness.
That's
still
still
kind
too
of
young.
inappropriate for us. It is, but to them, it seems right. Now, like you said, most children hit the age of puberty around 9 or 10. Granted, it's not as bad as Muslims because they think right away, but no, this is still kind of within that area.
Yeah.
Now, here's where there are still some laws to that. Like, for example, age between 13 to 17-year-olds can only have sex with other 13 to 17-year-olds. So at least they try to keep people from having major age gaps, but they still allow people at that young age to have consent.
She's okay. But yeah, I just have some, some concerns about Islam. I've been watching what's going on over in Europe and things, and I just have some real serious concerns. And Hillary Clinton, if she gets elected, wants to bring in, up the amount of refugees that we bring into this country. But the thing is, though, when they get here, they get welfare benefits and things like that, and yet we have our own people. We have veterans sleeping on the street. We have families living in shelters because they, due to no fault of their own, they've, lost employment. And it seems like our president, he's only concerned about helping Muslims. He's not the least bit concerned about helping us. And another thing is, we, the taxpayer, without us, the government is nothing, and they have nothing. They don't have the ability to make their own income. What they get from us by way of taxes. And, these people come to the country, they've never paid into it, and they get all these, housing, health care, education, and we, the taxpayer, have to foot the bill for all of that, while we, as actual Americans, we're struggling here. We don't even, all the jobs are leaving the country, and now we have to compete with illegal immigrants and for jobs, and I don't know. It's just a sad state of affairs that we're in right now.
It is, really. And this whole election is honestly very scary.
And both of our candidates, neither one of them, so yeah.
Like, one of ours is very narcissistic and just wanting to build a wall and isolate us from all over the world. And the other one is wanting to give us to the other world and force us to pretty much go by universal coding rather than being individualistic.
Exactly. And, did you hear Obama, as of October 1st, the internet is now controlled by ICANN, which then gave it to another, it's going to create another company to run it. It's a multinational corporation. It's based in California, but it has multinational stakeholders such as China and Iran and things. And I know there's been people, it's basically, he's handed it over to, an international company. They will now control it.
I don't want to interrupt anyone. I just kind of want to chime in here. I just want to thank you guys for respecting each other and just being civil and being able to talk about these topics without things getting out of hand. And that's kind of what I wanted for this group. And I'm just sorry the way things have turned out,
Yeah, no. I honestly wish there were people who would have more civil conversations with differences.
Me too, dude. Me too. I just, I can talk about this, as you can see, very, I don't get all heated.
Yeah, I appreciate that you're actually able to talk very calmly about your reasons. And I'm in main agreement with you. Don't get me wrong. The thing is, anyone who has even the slightest bit of difference, a majority of the time, you're going to get a bunch of angry comments. They're going to nitpick on that one little thing and blow it so big out of proportion.
Yes, exactly. And so, but I have true concerns, and I think we all should be kind of concerned, because if we get a bunch of them in here and then they start acting like they do in Europe, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because
I apologize, guys. I'm going to have to take off a little early. I just got a message from a friend who's going through something. So
it's okay. It's all good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's all good. Well, thanks for showing up. Maybe next time, huh?
Yeah, I'll try to be here next time. I'll try to be here a little bit longer. It'll really depend on where I'm at and what I'm doing. So thanks again.
It was nice talking to you, dude.
So, great talking to you, too.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll see ya.
But yeah, I just have some real true concerns, and I just, I think we all should
well, at
be.
Least you're able.
Huh?
At least you're able to articulate your reasons. It's one thing to believe something, but as long as you can explain why, it's all good. That's people are entitled to diversity of beliefs, but as long as you can explain why, it's all good.
Yeah, that's exactly why I have my concerns like I do. But You know, I mean, I know there's a lot of liberals out there that don't agree with me, and
I want to talk about me now.
you want to talk
You want
about
to talk
what?
about you now?
Yeah, I want to talk about me now.
Okay, what do you
Okay.
want to talk about you then? What about you, Chelsea?
I want to whine about my friend who unfriended me.
Well, what happened?
Happened. Okay. So my best friend from like high school, she was a Mormon. She went to Brigham Young University, and we would like call each other and like Skype throughout that time. And then she went on her 2-year mission, and during her mission, each other and stuff. And then when she came home, I was trying to like reconnect with her, you know, like hang out, see her. I hadn't seen her for so long, you know.
Yeah.
And she just kind of like distant. She just told me she was having some like emotional problems. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I would try to like message her and be like, you know, supportive and stuff. And I would just like send her things I thought she'd like, or things I thought she would find funny, or like whatever. But not like every day. Like, you know, like once a month, once every 2 months. But she, like, you know how you can see that somebody's seen something but they don't reply? She would just leave me unseen. So I'm like, dude, what's going on? Like, why is she ignoring me? And then I went to check on her last week. She friended me.
Did she tell you why?
Didn't tell me a thing.
She just unfriended you and didn't even give you an explanation?
Yep.
Wow.
And I was like so hurt. I was like, what is this? Like, is she sick? Is she depressed? Her,
I think
does she not want to be friends
I think
with
you would at
me?
least deserve a explanation. I mean,
I think she's in a situation where she can't make all the decisions and flip all the switches.
hmm.
And
And I
I
started
think this is
thinking,
reflective of that.
do her parents not want her to talk to me?
I don't,
Like, what is going on?
I don't know, you know. Only
She probably
can.
has.
Go ahead, Gabe.
She probably has to please her parents to maintain the status quo.
See,
Sometimes we bite our lips to maintain the status quo, you know?
I don't understand that, because as Mormons, you know, we respect everybody, and we don't believe in being, you know, mean or vindictive or anything like that. So I don't know.
This might be a family that might be a little more rigid than other families. Chelsea's got another friend in the same faith who is strong and will do whatever. And one of those people who get more accomplished before 9 a.m. than most do during the rest of the day.
Oh,
Yeah. Jacqueline.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
And the thing is, I mean, it differs, and she's probably got supportive parents. It just, you know, it's all individuals, and one set of individuals does not define the entire faith. I think Jacqueline's parents are a lot less rigid than her friend's parents.
yeah, exactly. Because like in all faith, you have those that, you know, people that go to church and part of the faith and stuff, but they're not exactly very nice people. So, I mean, but it has nothing to do with the faith itself. It's just who they are.
Right. Some people bring their upbringing with them, or their baggage, or their interpretation of their doctrine.
I was talking to my therapist, and I told her, you know, if I really wanted to, I could have taken that one experience and just decided from then on that all Mormons were, you know, mean, or they were going to give me the cold shoulder, or that they were, you know, but I didn't. I just kind of stepped back, and I didn't try to speculate too much, and I just, you know, thought about it. And
Well,
I don't feel that way.
I'm just glad you don't think all of us Mormons are like that, because we're not.
Good.
We're not all like that.
Yeah.
That's the other thing about Canada too. Canada's a very inclusive country. We have. I'm curious what that ding is. Is somebody's popcorn ready?
No, that's my computer. Anytime I get anything in my email or on Facebook or anything, it sends me a little message.
Sounds like either your popcorn's ready or an elevator's on your floor, or the elevator's on your floor.
No, I just got something that got into my email. It makes noises, or it notifies me if someone sends me a message on Facebook and stuff like that.
I'm in a community of 160,000. We have a university and 2 colleges, and we attract potential students and potential permanent residents from all around the world. People from people from South Korea, people from Poland, and people from the Middle East, some of whom strive to be permanent residents. We actually, not the last job, but the job before, we actually moved our headquarters from Northern Ontario to Scottsdale, Arizona, and one of the people we were trying to move down, and it was a mate just because of his name. He was a Pakistan-born Muslim who happened to settle in Sudbury, but his expertise was such that we needed him down there. What ended up happening, he ended up staying 2 weeks and ended up quitting because he couldn't acclimatize. He couldn't handle the environment. But like, he owns a firm back up here. I think he's one of my LinkedIn contacts, but passive guy. And the thing is, I know it's not uniformly that way, but it's been my experience with the majority, and a few I've knocked heads with, it's been on a completely, individual basis.
Yeah.
I wish people wouldn't leave me.
It is what it is. I mean, I've had friends who have diverged, or vice versa.
I just want my friends to all be together in one place, and I want everyone to get along, and I just want to have, that's all I want.
I can usually get along with anybody, but, some people, I don't know, I guess they don't like my point of views or how I express myself, but I can't help that.
In a world where you can order a one-night stand like you can order a pizza, friendships are very dispensable.
I like your analogy there. You can order a one-night stand like you can order a pizza.
You're not helping me regain faith in humanity, Gabe. You're doing the opposite.
They exist. They don't rep this individual experience you have. Hey, you met me. I'm not going anywhere.
I don't plan on going anywhere.
Yay! Escape.
Yeah, I mean, over time, people diverge and converge, and it's whoever sticks it out that matters.
Okay.
I imagine, what is it, your Jacqueline friend, if Jacqueline's ever in, where you are and your schedule permits, you guys will probably convene and hang or whatever, right?
Have a kitty date. We would go to the park with our cats.
Okay.
If we got a shot.
And she's Chicago-based at the moment, right?
No, actually, she's in Minneapolis, but she just started a new job. She works for the Department of Rent Revenue. She collects taxes, so she's kind of busy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's the vicinity of what I'm going to be doing. I think tomorrow was the first day of 7 weeks of paid training, where we're distinguishing individual forms and basically putting things in piles and sorting and very well for the work involved, but at the same time, it was very difficult to get the job. They have a very high standard of hiring. So.
What was that all about?
Think she wanted to change the subject?
Mexican food today.
Oh, is that what it was?
Oh, that's where you guys ended up going, or?
Nacho Grande.
Yeah. Is it like a quality? Was it like a quality Mexican restaurant that had like fried ice cream and mole and guacamole and
Oh yeah. It was good.
enchiladas?
My sister makes good Mexican food. Her husband's a Mexican, and I love her chicken chimichangas. Oh, they are to die for.
My friend Ed is Mexican, and he's never had guacamole.
Really?
Like, he was born here in America, and his parents are from, like, Guatemala, and, like, he's never had guacamole.
I love guacamole.
Don't you have the option to order it on your Subway sandwich these days?
Yes.
For free?
Yes, it's so good. Oh, my God. Don't even get me started. I'd have to have it with my vegetarian turkey.
Your vegetarian sandwich.
Did they have fried ice cream on the dessert menu?
I didn't even look at the dessert menu because honestly, we were all so full. It was like, no, it's not gonna happen, yo. But yeah, it was fun.
That's cool.
My sister speaks Spanish fluently too.
I mean, let me gusta español. ¿Cómo de teléfono? I just said that to my cat today for like no reason. Like I walked up to him and I was like, ¿Cómo de teléfono?
It's all the same to the cat.
Yeah.
Like, what is your phone number?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, I was listening to Wait, Don't Tell Me driving back from.
What are you doing?
This time last weekend I was in Minneapolis with Chelsea, visiting Chelsea, and what was it? I was driving back the Sunday afternoon, ended up driving to Thunder Bay just so I made it over the border before midnight, and what is it? Among the stories that were covered was apparently pigeons can read.
Oh,
Pigeons.
So pigeons can recognize various arrangements of words and do things or not do things. They won't read a stop sign to stop, but they'll recognize the pattern to know what to do or not do.
this is one of my
As
doggies,
befits
Chelsea.
pigeon.
This is one of my babies right here.
Baby.
His name is Buster Brown.
Well, that's cool.
Say I will be 8 years old in November, huh?
¿Cómo de teléfono?
I've had him since he was a puppy. He'll be 8 next month.
Okay, what's another topic?
Okay, what other topics did you want to talk about?
How do you manage your stress?
I don't. That's one of my things. I just started with a new therapist and psychiatrist, at the end of last month, and we came up with a treatment plan. She's also got me involved in this group because when I get really, I don't handle stress. I just get really super stressed out. And sometimes it's over the slightest things that really a person should not be stressed out from, but. So I go in a couple weeks. They're going to start me on some new medication, and then she's got me involved in this group that's going to help me work on that.
Well, that's cool.
So,
yeah, I think that's a good
step.
Huh?
That's a good step you took there,
Do what?
Yeah.
I was pretty, to be honest. Well, I usually handle stress with diversion or just, sure, looking at things from a big picture perspective. But I was pretty annoyed today. I had briefly told Chelsea about it. I went to a local convenience store. It's basically the Canadian equivalent to Circle K.
Oh, okay.
These are like sheets. I saw they rebranded, I guess, Panzerottis. It was a $5 thing. But the thing is, Dash wasn't able to ring it through. Can't buy this. And I'm like, I'd never come across that before in all my years of, being a customer or working at the back end. And the issue was, I think it wasn't in their system. Because I think they ordered like a cheese version of the same product, but ended up getting a pepperoni version of the product. Mm-hmm. And I was basically like, that's not my problem. I have money.
Exactly. That's not your problem that it happened like that.
So I basically, I put everything else back. He was upset about that, but I'm like, I'm not having this conversation. I mean, I have money to spend, and you basically won't sell me a product. And I took photos of the item on the shelf, and I ended up forwarding it to corporate. I mean, that's what you have to do. I've never been in an environment. My sister's in retail. She's an assistant manager for one of our local branches of Champs, and she thought it was unfathomable. Like, you ring up the same product.
Yeah,
or something similar.
Yeah.
Was it?
What's that?
That's what we used to, when I was a cashier at Walmart. That's what we did. Hey, watch yourself. But that's what we did. Like, if it wouldn't ring up, we would find, the similar product, the product, and just ring that up and let them. We never did not sell something just because it didn't happen to be in our system.
All right. Like, I think it was the product of poor trading, a mistake on a higher tier that involves like shipping and receiving, but you don't tell somebody that you don't have a product on a shelf and
then tell somebody they can't buy
tobacco or alcohol, but or lottery tickets, but this was pizza,
And they didn't sell it to you?
No, they refused to sell it to me because they wouldn't be able to account for the transaction in their system.
Oh, like that's your problem, right? I mean,
I guess we'll hear from corporate in the morning. I sent them a laundry list of things. For example,
honestly, like a job where I don't even give a fuck anymore, and if I had been the person behind the counter, I probably would have just put it in a bag and gave it to you and whispered, "Just take it. It's my job."
Hold on, my dogs have to go potty. I will be right back.
That's fine.
No,
this guy's attitude is basically, you're not leaving this store with this product. I don't dollars.
just take it. Like to please the customer.
No, I wasn't.
No, I'm totally kidding. I would have just found a way to bring it up in the system, and I probably would have gave it to you for a really cheap price, but I would have rang it up somehow.
I very rarely get upset in a customer service environment, but logical fallacies just annoy the dickens out of me. For example, I went to that coffee place that's popular in Canada.
Oh, I know that place.
Yeah, and you get the option of, I'm not going to disparage its name by mentioning it here because it was an individual experience, but they gave you the option of crackers or a tea biscuit with your soup. Now, they charge 60 cents for the tea biscuit. They don't charge anything for the crackers. And I basically if one's free and one's not, and the lady wasn't able to answer. I ended up writing corporate over that, and I think they changed their policy.
It's just really frustrating because most of the people who work in fast food or retail or whatever, you know, a lot of them have never been to college. They haven't finished high school. Some of them have. But in the training, when they train you in, they just teach you the procedure and that everything has to be that way, and there's no thinking outside the lines. There's no way to problem solve. There's no troubleshooting. So when things happen where the answer isn't clear in a guidebook, everyone just stands there like they're fucking stupid.
I know that. I understand to a point that sometimes problems are more than a job's worth, but that was a visible logical fallacy that should have been resolved prior to unleashing.
He either didn't know how to bring it up for you or to work for him, so he just said no. That's probably what it was.
I think
that's not right.
I think it's the same convenience store. Well, the thing is, I think all their employees are. I think they only hire within the family.
So it was okay.
Yeah, when I addressed it, I had like a small laundry list of things. It's the same one that we've been to.
We bought our snacks from there, right?
That's right. And the thing is, I reported, like, for example, like, you know, they're the only one of that store in town that doesn't have Sabra. They're the only one of that town that doesn't have, like, the individual sleeves of Spitz. Like, they carry what they want to carry, and they don't know how to store it. They have White Castle hamburgers in the cooler instead of the freezer.
Did you eat pizza pops for me?
So I just sent a laundry list of things, and I said I have photos to corroborate, and I guess I'll hear from them tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Whatever.
I never said how I managed my stress.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Share. I like really super long, scorching hot bubble baths, and I lay in there, sleep, and usually when I wake up, I can't remember what I was stressed out about. I also like to sleep a lot, escape, play Sims, just like chat with friends. What else? Really bad. If it's really like, I'll start the week and I'll like journal. What else? When I feel like overwhelmed or stressed out, I try to make to-do lists. Then I plan out every single day of that week, and I like color code everything in a core notebook with donut stickers. Works pretty great. A bad way I cope with stress is junk food and then sit and like binge watch stuff and just eat it all, which is really not healthy, but it's fun till I get a stomach ache. Yay! So yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
I got hungry, so I got me some grapes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Ooh, good. Apple. Well, not right now, but I have pineapple. Really like fresh pineapple. Like, oh my god, pina colada.
I need to go back to the store tomorrow. I need some more fruits and some vegetables.
Yeah, that was the one thing, Chelsea, when we were at Whole Foods, did you notice, like, near the cash were, like, all kinds of bins of, like, diced pineapple, diced melon. It's where I was briefly contemplating getting the cheese and crackers and the, I think they also had, like, a plate of carrots and celery sticks.
Ooh.
But when we buy at Harry Potter, like when they go into like Honeydukes or whatever, there's candy and pastries and everything everywhere, and me. It was great. I want to go back there. You should take me back there.
I think there's a closer Whole Foods in Maple Grove.
I don't want to have to drive. What?
Oh, you mean you want me to physically take you?
Yeah.
I love going to the around here, like out towards Oxford, where the Miami University is. There's a farm out there. I like to go and buy fruits and buy vegetables from and stuff. And we have a farmers market in the summertime in downtown Hamilton. It's usually on Saturday from like I think 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. or something like that. But I like going to the farms and stuff and getting the vegetables up right off the farms. Because here in Ohio in the wintertime, nothing is in season because, we're in winter. So if you buy them from the grocery store, they cost a little bit more because we have to get them shipped in from like Florida, California, places that are warm all the time. So, but I like going to the farmers markets and buying vegetables in the summertime. I wish I had enough room in my backyard. I would love to get a greenhouse and grow my own vegetables.
Yeah, that was the that was the expectation when I'd driven through Hamilton, that there would be a farmer's market, but I didn't have the time to, because I think I had to be back in Canada for work at 9 the following morning.
Oh wow, that's a long drive from here to Canada.
Oh, let's see. I'm just doing the math here. Let's see. I was in.
Ow! Ow!
I might have had.
Okay, Chelsea?
Yeah, my goodness.
I wasn't attention to where I was going, and I smacked my wrist on something that hurts.
Oh, how nice. But yeah, we have a farmer's market here in downtown Hamilton. And then we have in the surrounding, some areas kind of outside of Hamilton, it's still farmland and stuff. Like I said, you go up towards Oxford, that's where Miami University is. Out on 73, there's a big farm out there. They sell all kinds of vegetables, and then farmers market downtown. And there's another one out on 129. There's some places around here that we have farmers markets in the summer. I wish we didn't get winter here, so there'd be farmers markets like all year round.
Okay, I think I remember what ended up happening. I think I ended up staying in the vicinity of Flint the Sunday night because I think I had the Monday off. So I think I would have given myself a little more time to be back in Canada. I was trying to figure out how that weekend worked.
When we have been to Canada, we took 75 north up through Michigan and went across the Ambassador's Bridge into Canada. That'd be if you continue further on north up to the way to the top of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, it's nice being able to do 70. Yes, the Michigan you're allowed to do, to say here it's 65, unless you're in some areas it's either 40 or 35, but on our freeways it's 65. And then
top speed in Canada is 65.
Same here where we're here in Ohio, but I had to go get my husband from Michigan one time. He started this trucking job and he didn't like the company, so he parked the truck at their terminal. So I had to drive from Salina into Michigan to go pick him up. And, man, it was so nice. You could go, I think it was like 70 or 75 or something. I could go a lot faster. It didn't take me too long to get there.
It was nice driving through Utah where the speed limit was 80.
I've been through Utah. It's nice out there. That's Mormon territory out there. The Mormons are the ones that founded that state.
Where Brigham Young was buried. When I was there, and I wish I would have thought to do it at the time, I wanted to check out the first franchised KFC. I know they have the first KFC in
Corbin, Kentucky. That's where my family's from, Corbin, and it started in a little convenience store down there, and so that's where it came from.
But the first franchise one was Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
But
I liked it.
yeah. The week I was, the day after I was laid off, I ended up going to LA, and then I spent a couple days in Vegas, and then I drove up to Park City, Utah, where they had Sundance, and I stayed in Provo a night, and I stayed in just south of Provo. Like, I got to see the Salt Flats and the Tree of Utah.
Awesome.
You know, the 6-story concrete structure right in the middle of the Salt Flats.
Oh, okay.
And circled back. And when I was in Salt Lake, I went downtown and I went to see, the Beehive and the Temple, and I found out right down the street, Brigham Young is buried in like a little plot right in the middle of a bunch of apartments, a block over from the Temple.
Yeah, I've been through Utah. I've never really got a chance to go out there. I would love to go out there.
Well, what was neat about Park City is that they had like a ski lift service the downtown directly, so you could have a coffee at a coffee shop and then hop right on the ski lift and go back up to the top.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And Provo, where BYU is nice.
Make you guys happy.
What?
What are some things that make you guys happy?
Oh, what makes me happy is spending time with my grandson. Being around my kids, but they all moved away on me. They deserted me. One went to Kentucky, one went to Florida. But I like spending time with my husband. I like to read and watch movies and just doing, getting out and having fun. Those are some of the things that make me happy, but especially my grandson. I mean, he's what really makes me the happiest when I get to spend time with him.
I can tell.
How about you, Gabe?
Oh, visiting friends outside of Canada.
Oh, see, there you go. What about you, Chelsea? Having friends from Canada come visit you?
Yes.
Oh, that's one thing that makes you happy, huh?
Oh, yes. I would say that like metal music and going to concerts makes me really, really happy. Like when I'm there and I'm with all the other people who love the same thing I do, it feels really good, and like I feel good for like even days afterwards.
I've only been to one concert in my life, and that was a Cher concert.
That's neat. How was she?
Huh?
How was she?
It was actually pretty awesome. It started off her coming up out of the floor in this full Indian headdress and singing Cherokee People, and it was pretty good though. And she come up out of the floor with this Indian, a headdress on and this Indian outfit. I liked it. I'd like to have it myself, but
you mean that song that Dave Clark 5 sang?
Yeah.
They took the whole Cherokee nation.
No, not that one.
That'd be funny.
No, it's something else. I think it was called Cherokee. I don't know. It was a song she did. I think it was called Cherokee People. But
Cherokee People. I figured as much. I didn't think Cher would touch that song with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, but she did quite a few. It was pretty nice that they started off with Michael McDonald, I think his name is. I don't remember.
Oh, Michael McDonald opened?
He was there, and then Julio Iglesias Jr.
Oh, Enrique, or was it Julio Jr.?
Julio Iglesias Jr.
Okay.
And then Cher came on, and it was a pretty good concert.
That's interesting. I was wrong. It's not the Dave Clark 5. It's Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Oh, but yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, there were so many, especially lesbians, there. I felt a little out of place, actually, but it was a good concert.
I suppose it's to be expected. It's like if you go to a Margaret Cho concert.
Yeah. Well, she became like, I don't know, some kind of like champion for the LGBT community after her son, well, it's her son now, with Chastity came out and she was transgender. She is now Chaz Bono, which is so, and so then she became like a, I don't know, I guess they consider her like somebody that advocated for them and stuff. They just, you know.
I went to see Ani DeFranco in Charleston, West Virginia. She was part of Mountain Stage, which plays on NPR too. I mostly went to see it because the host of that show is like one of my childhood heroes. He was commissioned by Disney to sing a lot of children's classics, which the tapes are still circulated and reprinted to this day. Yeah, he's the host. The week before they had Joan Baez, and it's like a lot of folk, and it's just an excuse to get high-end people out to art and culture out to a community of 60,000. And the night I went, they had Trombone Shorty. They had some guy named Adam McKay who finger-picked a guitar. I think one of his biggest videos at night. He was a YouTube guitar picker. Made his fame through YouTube, and then Ani DeFranco finished out the evening, and she tours with Arlo Guthrie. Guthrie's part of the record label she started, so they work together now, and sang a lot of like Woody's songs and a few of Bob Dylan's, and mostly her own. And I ended up going, and she has a diverse crowd as well.
Yeah.
In fact, the lady behind me, or before me, when I went to get tickets, it's somebody who was clearly a lesbian, had a big, huge mohawk, and she was saying, like, well, we have the opportunity to meet Ani DeFranco afterwards, because, dude, I want to shake her hand. That's what she said.
What about you,
cool.
Chelsea?
What about me?
What concerts have you been to?
What was the question?
What concerts have you been to?
Yeah, what concerts have you been to?
Oh, my very first concert was Korn, and since then I've seen them 6 times.
Awesome.
Okay, don't laugh at me.
It's okay. We'll see Korn together. That's the one thing my friend there, Sean, has the advantage of. He's at least seen Korn. He went to see Korn. They were part of like several dozen bands that were playing at Montreal Metal.
Well, good. I've also seen and Seether, and I've seen Marilyn Manson 3 times.
Oh, I love Marilyn Manson.
And Asking Alexandria, but suck. I've seen Rob Zombie.
Oh,
But I like
Rob Zombie too.
I've seen.
I'm amused that Rob Zombie is currently working on a biopic of the Marx Brothers.
What?
I've seen.
Well, he's a director too.
I've seen Rammstein. And.
He's working.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think he's working with Steve Stoliar, who was Groucho's personal assistant back in the
really?
70s.
I've seen Apica, which is like this Dutch symphonic metal band. I've seen Ailstorm, which is like pirate metal. I've seen Eula Viti, which is like this Irish folk metal band. And my most recent favorite I've seen, well, not most recent, was this band called Moonspell from Portugal. They're like this goth metal, and the lead singer, sounds just like the Cookie might have kindly pointed out. And then
All right.
with this new band, I never thought I could fall in love with a band again like I have, but Good is like amazing. I went and saw them together, and I was kind of worried he'd be like traumatized from the experience because they have some crazy theatrics, but he was okay.
Who's this?
Ghost.
Oh, Ghost, yeah. Oh, Chelsea took me to Ghost. I gotta admit, they're growing on me.
What do you want, you little?
I was watching footage of when they won the Grammy for Best Metal Performance, and I noticed that all the band members wear like Eyes Wide Shut type masks, and it looked like their mouths were blurred. But I guess that's the sheen of how the masks are prepared, I guess.
Yeah, they don't even, like, when they autograph stuff, they don't write. They just have stamps that they stamp everything with, or take off their masks ever.
Yeah, because they're anonymous, basically.
Oh.
It's like, doo-doo-doo-doo. We have no idea who they are. Like,
yeah.
Oh, man.
I love their music video so much. I've watched it like 5 times. It's like so awesome. Oh my god, I'm fangirling. Whoops.
Oh, my God.
It's okay. Felt the same when the new Monkeys album came out.
Gabe,
Yeah,
what did you think of the music video?
Oh, that was the one that you showed me, that looked like the classic film?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was fine.
Where he like shuffles out of the movie theater with his hands up and he acts all dramatic and then he like runs out and then everyone else like follows him in a row and then he gets outside and then all like the bats end up in the sky it's like Papa and he's like in front of the moon and it's like so amazing and I just yeah, sorry.
Poor Pamela. Are we going to binge watch some expressionistic films in the near future?
Do what?
No, Chelsea and I was showing, what was it? Ghost's newest video looks like Metropolis from 1927. Like a lot of the imagery. It's a German film that inspired the movie Batman, or inspired the whole Batman franchise. So it's like
really?
all the buildings and all the villains, and were more or less inspired Bob Kane to create Batman.
So what was the Marilyn Manson concerts like?
They were amazing, but like I almost died at the first one because I wanted to be up front and I didn't realize how bad the crowd got, and like the crowd, everyone was pushing and shoving each other to the point of where they like broke the barrier at the front and we all ended up on the floor, and then Marilyn like us if we were trying to get killed, and then he like whipped his microphone on the ground and he like walked off the stage, and then I couldn't get up off the floor because people were like on top of me.
Yeah, go on.
And they had to come clear the barrier like twice. Really bad. But anyways.
Like the Gallagher concerts?
What?
Do you have to wear a raincoat when you're in the front row like at Gallagher concerts?
Oh my god.
Yeah, Gallagher, you have to wear a raincoat with him or he'd smash the watermelon to get all over you.
But no, Marilyn is like amazing basically, and like his smile in person is like, I don't know how to even explain it. Like, he's just a really cool person. I have a piece of newspaper that was in his mouth.
Oh my lord. He's close to my age.
Gabe probably doesn't want to know that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You know, every time I tell her that, or she tells me that, I think of Stevie Starr, the Regurgitator, visited our college before he about 15 years before he did his thing on America's Got Talent. And he's the guy who like swallows stuff and spits it back up. And I had a nail that he spit out.
I was a young 20-something fangirling, and I just can't bring myself to get rid of it. So I'll probably hoard it till I die.
I wish I could find that nail, but
but no, it's awesome. And one of the concerts, I think he was like super freaking drunk. but it didn't really take away from the experience because it's Marilyn Manson, dude. You just take him how he is.
I vaguely remember seeing a concert of his on YouTube where it got messy for people in the front row. That's why I asked the Raincoats, is that a thing?
After I got pushed up on the floor and I couldn't get up, I never stood in the front ever again.
I can't say
ever.
What do you want?
I always stand in the back. Unless I'm in a small club, then I'll get in like the third row, but only because I know it's a small club and people aren't going to go insane.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to see Ailstorm and Necrogoblicon on the 12th, and I'm really excited. So, yay!
Next time I come down, we'll see a concert of my choosing.
Ha! There you go.
Oh God, save me!
I'll see if
I'll like headbang the whole time. I'll show up in like goth clothes and I'll headbang the whole time, and everyone will be staring at me like, "What?"
Yeah, that'd be nice if the Kingsman Trio are playing.
The Kingsman Trio. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do I wear?
Singing in the summer breeze.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I've seen Cradle of Filth. Oh my God, how could I forget to mention that?
Oh, Cradle of Filth. Okay.
A scary extreme metal band from the UK. Whoa.
I got to see Davy Jones 6 months before he died.
Oh really?
I was working in Scottsdale, and Dad came down for a week. So we ended up driving to LA, and we ended up seeing, Santa Monica Pier. We got to see the Salton Sea. We got to see Tom Arnold.
Salton Sea?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Salton Sea is really cool. We went to the North Bank. We ended up finding a place where I was able to park my car, and we walked right to the North Bank, where the whole beach was made of. It was basically like clay and fish bones and bird poop, and that's it.
Yeah, I heard that place is in bad shape.
Like it is.
There's still some people that still live out there, but it's just in pretty bad shape.
Well, I think we only got maybe 15 minutes of playtime, just enough to take pictures and look at the birds. I think it's 3 or 4 times as salty as it used to be 40, 50 years ago. All the hangouts that Sinatra used to play at are long gone. And afterwards, we hightailed it to LA. I got to see Tom Arnold headline. And got to see Davy Jones perform with his wife.
Oh.
Married a young woman from Latino, and I guess she played the castanets and mostly spent the show doing this.
I used to love that show, The Monkees, when I was younger. I was a kid.
The weekend my dad was down, I was either going to take him to see Davy Jones in Vegas or Michael Nesmith in San Antonio.
Oh.
I'm like really self-absorbed. I need to get to know Gabe more and like listen to the stuff he listens to and watch the things he watches and eats the foods he eats, and yeah. Okay.
Well, the funny thing about the concert with Davy Jones, there was a fight that started at my table. I don't think I told Chelsea this story, and I swear the guy who started the fight is the guy who played Max Headroom.
Are you serious? What was his name? Matt
Frewer.
Yes, that's him.
So we're at like a table. I'm seven seats from the front. This guy was like 8, and some guy shushed his girlfriend. Between songs, the Matt Frewer looking guy responded and said, "You know something? You don't shush my girlfriend. I'll be waiting for you when this is over." And he ends up taking his girlfriend by the arm and getting out of there, and then pointing at the guy. So I don't know whatever happened to that guy.
Well, since Gabe starts his new job tomorrow, I think I'm going to wrap this up now.
Okay.
Thank you for anyone who watches this or watches parts of it or whatever. I don't know. A huge thank you to It's It and Pamela, who have been here with me since the beginning. I applaud you. I love you guys. You're awesome.
Thank you.
I'll probably see you the next one.
All
For
right.
sure. Can count on it.
Put that schedule up on
So, yes.
Facebook, and I will definitely be there.
So thank you everyone for watching.